wrestling fans, thanks for clicking today's dreaded D-Rose report. Sorry about missing yesterday. I don't know if you're sorry about missing me, but hey, Hulk Hogan's sex tape scandal, the 1-minute clip that was hosted on gossip site Gawker, was the second most viewed posted on the website behind topless photos of Prince Williams and bride Kate Middleton, according to the Huffington Post. A 1-minute sex clip, huh? The hell happened to the rest of it? Whew, hope you ain't that fast. Anyway, Hogan has multiple court hearings regarding the clip and forcing Gawker to remove it from their website. By that time, everybody's going to have a copy of it, including myself, so I can hurry and delete it. Anyway, on tonight's Impact, going to be Velvet Sky making her return to the ring as she takes on Madison Rayne, but 1 hour before the show, she will answer questions on her Twitter. And the official website at TNA states that starting 6 Central, tweet your questions to says Velvel Holler. That's the hashtag. And then with the hashtag of Ask Velvet. I don't know. Anyway, Velvet's going to be Let the Pigeons Loose. We'll replay on the questions directly on Twitter. Meanwhile, Reigns addresses her match tonight with Sky, tweeting, "Sorry, Pigeon Army. Tonight, the world is turning into Impact Wrestling to see the Queen Bee send Velvel Holler back to retirement." All right, knockout tag team match taped for Tuesdays on an upcoming episode of TNA Explosion is James and ODB facing the women's knockout champions Tara and Madison Rayne. All right, I'm surprised Max hadn't jumped up here yet. Anyway, maybe he's not. Maybe he's getting used to me just talking. Anyway, there's been a lot, at least been some talk about turning Alberto Del Rio babyface. And officials battling want a top Hispanic babyface. The feeling is that Rey Mysterio won't be around forever and is far from the Office favorite, while Sin Cara just isn't ready. Well, here he is. As noted before, The Rock, somebody put a B in front of that. Anyway, The Rock is being advertised for the Elimination Chamber. In February. Word going around is that he's going to be indeed wrestling on that show and most likely in one of the chamber matches. This would be The Rock's first ever chamber match, by the way. John Cena, he continues to work pretty banged up, I guess, and there's talk about John Cena's full-time, since he's full-time star, his star is not going to last forever. And there's a feeling he's going to be doing some main event storylines for as long as his body can hold up, but then probably work a schedule where he wouldn't always be the top, but save for a few big matches and eventually begin a part-time role, a.k.a. Undertaker. Of course, he can't really live up to the Undertaker's persona, or what are you going to call it. Anyway, the time frame of all this is obviously depends on his body more than anything else, but it's now being said that there's probably at least one more face of WWE that will be chosen by Vince McMahon before Vince hands over all power to Triple H and Stephanie. Right now, Dean Ambrose, as WWE officials, is the guy that the WWE officials want to build as a headliner. Once the angle of the Shield kind of runs its course, hopefully it don't take as long as aces and eights. At the same time, there's some in the company that think Roman Reigns has the potential, most potential of the three, but the feeling is that Reigns just isn't ready for as in-ring skills go, but Ambrose and Rollins are. So he needs a little more seasoning, let's say. Microphone probably skills are all right. Don't expect The Rock, by the way, to return to Raw on January 7th to pop a big rating because it's going head-to-head with the BCS Championship game, which draws more viewers than even Major League Monday Night Football. At best, Rock is being on the January 7th show may prevent it to do another 2.5. So If they don't want to do that, they'll have him on. Otherwise, it's not going to be a 4.0 or anything. And currently, confirmed dates for The Rock includes January 7th, January 21st, January 28th, the Royal Rumble, Elimination Chamber, and obviously more dates going to be confirmed. They got to, of course, work around that movie schedule, which is getting hectic. The recent injury of WWE diva E. Torres suffered was to her right elbow. While MVP, this is throwing little rumors out, and Shelton Benjamin has been discussed internally about returning to WWE. WWE hasn't contacted them, though. Of course, if they're reading this or listening to me, they know somebody's knocking on their door. But the WWE officials are looking to bring back some mid-card talent, but they haven't been reached out to really anyone yet. Some of the names have been discussed as Benjamin, MVP, Gavin Spears, and Cliff Domino Compton, and others. One other name that was mentioned is also Billy Gunn. And it was reported earlier this week that he's been rehired as a developmental trainer, but that's not been confirmed so far, but no word if they're going to plan on using him on TV, though. And a lot of times they don't. 12,000 fans attended WWE's Tribute to the Troops taping in December 9th, back then, at the Scope, North Fork, Virginia. Show was free for military and their families. If things stayed planned, I guess the World Heavyweight title at WrestleMania 29 was going to be decided with Randy Orton taking on Sheamus. This would mean that one of them has to win the title between now and then. So Orton would be working the match as a heel, because everybody likes Sheamus. We like redheads. And WWE 13 video game was in its was the ninth best-selling game of the past month, behind Call of Duty, Halo 4, Assassin's Creed 3, Madden 13, Skylander, Giants, Need for Speed at NBA 2013. Quit. Regarding WWE wanting Bruno Sammartino, you guys probably want me to quit talking too. I will here in a minute. Bruno Sammartino in the Hall of Fame, it said that Triple H really wants it to happen while Vince McMahon comes and goes with the idea. That's called Alzheimer's. Anyway, as noted before on Tuesday's SmackDown, taping for Bridgeport, Connecticut, had low attendance. The show reportedly drew 2,500 fans. This is not a good sign. It's a small arena in WWE's home base that they usually have a good sellout on. I'm not sure how big the whole place is, but 2,500. And former TNA star Jesse Neal was invited to WWE's Tribute to the Troops taping in Virginia this past Sunday as a guest of WWE. Neal served in the United States Navy from 98 to 2002. No word yet if they plan on bringing him in, but Neal tweeted, just want to thank WWE for having me, Tribute to the Troops, North Fork, Virginia. It was a true honor. Thank you, respect. And Ted DiBiase put some feelers out for acting gigs, but reportedly not interested in moving to Los Angeles, though. Better get really big and interested in it. You don't do any acting. DiBiase is one of the names who's been talked about leaving WWE, but word going around is that he's staying with WWE until the end of the year, which is a couple of weeks, and then would make a decision about his future. Man. Anyway, the doctrine to stay away from the idea of CENA and AJ being a couple because of CENA's photos with Nikki Bella on TMZ ended this past week on Raw. Anyway, the new idea appears to be portray AJ as a psycho girl that CENA needs to get away from. I've been divorced 4 times, CENA. I know what you mean. Hey, birthdays. Happy birthday to AWA Tag Team Champion Boris Zukov, 53 years old. Also, this would have been the birthday of WCW wrestler Emery Hale, 43, and Hall of Famer Junkyard Dog would have been 60 years old, and famed NWA promoter Leroy McGurk would have been 102. Did you hear that? Did you hear that, Max? Well, I guess Max is saying it's time for me to go. Thanks for clicking. Thanks for clicking, you guys. I gotta go.